Hey guys, Anthony with Austin Historical Weapons Guild here with Andreas. Now that we're finally done going through all of Fabrice's sword and one hand plates, plus a correction, we're ready to start going on to longsword, which is what everyone likes anyway. With that in mind, we're going to dive into Hans Medel, who is slightly weird for most of the Lichtenauer tradition stuff, but everything's the same. You'll get all the guards will be the same. You're going to have Von Tog, you're going to have Elber, you're going to have Flug, and of course you're going to have Ox. Right, so everything we're used to seeing, everything you're used to hearing, just like we're used to it. There are some interesting things in there as well that we're happy to dive into and discuss as well. So obviously, Metal's guards are slightly different than we're used to. Um, that notwithstanding, he does give us some great insights, both applying to distance and understanding the master strikes. He says explicitly, almost verbatim in the text, that these master strikes are just fancy words and funny names they came up with for normal cuts. They could talk about their actions in front of the common folk and basically not reveal their secrets. So they can talk about, oh yeah, I did a Zornhau here to do this thing, and if you don't know what Zornhau means, then you don't really get any benefit from eavesdropping on the fencing masters. And speaking of Zornhau, in the Zornhau section, he really defines and delineates our fighting distance should be. And we've gotten this in the early manuscripts as well, but we've been able to kind of argue in hand wave like, oh, because it's a Zornhau, it's maybe not a normal cut and we do it at this distance, or you do it without a step, even though all of our cuts are with steps and things like that. But now we know explicitly a Zornhau is just an overhau from the right side. So if he's going to cut at me and I'm cutting at him, we should start at a distance that I'm able to stab him from here. We also get a really fun play where if he does this and I countercut and I'm past him, I still make this thrust, but then I kind of choose my false edge to wrench and throw and displace. And of course, the fun doesn't stop there. My favorite, and this is definitely a working understanding, and as we revise things and change things and learn more about this, it may change, but Medel's description of Zwerchau is amazingly different from the standard Lichtenauer understanding. Where standard distance, if he cuts, I cut off with my false edge and kind of line this up, and if I'm super fancy, I'll strike him as I parry. Obviously, from our new understanding of distance, we're a little bit further away. He also doesn't teach it from the shoulder, he teaches it kind of from this middle guard. And I do it with crossed arms. So as he cuts at me, I come in with a cut here. And as this cut, I can either cut it back around with a false edge, or I can just sit here and wind and drive this tip in. And it's just so completely foreign and different that it's super exciting to have something new to play with in our toolbox that isn't just throwing stuff at a wall, but actually digging into a manuscript to understand how things work. So I hope you guys are super excited to dig into this as we are. We were very fortunate to get an advanced copy of the translation courtesy of Christian Strauss-Clare. And if you don't know who he is, definitely check him out. He's worth looking into. Fantastic person, fantastic fight theory and movement theory, all sorts of things like that. So with luck, we'll get this all done and finished in our new space, and we get new videos coming out next week. So until then, thank you so much, and we look forward to diving into Hans Medel with everyone.